Occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Buy things. Here. Websites.com. Buy things at here. Websites.com. Buy things at here. Websites.com.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern and talk about guns for an hour. We do. And we're going to be opening up the screen capture here. And I'll just pull that up to the screen. Crap on the way my mic, my mouse cord, and get back to it. I totally forgot this was the time for the show today. So if anybody shows up tonight, let me know if you can hear me. I don't know if this is working. My mic's always weird, but yeah, I was just over here setting things up for videos, and I'm gonna just keep doing that. We'll see if anybody shows up tonight. So going over here, I found this is pretty neat. I was doing some more of the calendar stuff over on the big channel. I was going to turn this up. I was doing Canine Veterans Day, and I was thinking I had taken a picture of the Iwo Jima or Guam Memorial. I guess it was the Guam Memorial, and there's the Doberman Memorial there, and then they have one in Tennessee as well, and there's a date on that one, but I think that one's like July 7th or 17th or something. And I had this one in the calendar, and I couldn't remember for the life of me if it was from a military list of anniversaries I'd seen, or if it was from that statue. So I went to look it up, and pretty neat. I found a lot of information about Canine Veterans Day. So it's for canine veterans, not just to the military, but law enforcement, service dogs, even like morale mascots, what would you call like support dogs? On the volume, thanks. So anyway, yeah, I never knew about Canine Veterans Day, so that was pretty cool. And then I found out about the guy, Joe White, who championed for it. And while the day is March 13th, based on the day that what is this thing called? The Dogs for Defense was created. There's all kinds of other stuff I ended up digging into. So I added Joseph White. He passed in 2009, and I added him to the calendar. I forget. I think that's October or something. And then heard about Bobby's Law, which I had heard of before, but I now added it to the calendar, and that's the law that Clinton signed that was petitioned by another guy, another dog handler, who up until 2000, right? So up until the year 2000, they still put down dogs as soon as they were done with their service life, which is not their life, just their service life. And in 2000, because of a dog named Bobby, they named Bobby's Law, and Clinton signed it. And as of that day, I think it's like November 2000, no more, the dogs were no longer, put down, basically, after their life. So then that went on for a few years. And then in 15, it was amended to say that their handlers get priority when they get retired or surplused out. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And then I also dug into it a little bit more, and it's the horses too. So since 2000, any service horses and dogs, any service animal really, but mostly dogs and horses, now aren't allowed to just be put down. So they get placed or rehabilitated or retired. Anyway, that's kind of cool. So that's what it's all about. Is I was able to extrapolate on just an entry in the calendar today and dig into that. I don't know, it took like an hour or something, but just having the time to do it was pretty damn cool. So let's see, Bob's out there. I was just thinking about you today, Bob. I don't know, should I give you a link? You want to jump in? But Bob is up in Canada, and I think, like I said, I was just thinking about you today, so your ears must have been ringing. You were over doing what you said you were going to do last time we talked, right? So that means Bob's up on the west side of Canada. And of course, it's getting to be hot out here, so I'm thinking about how the hell I can get out of the heat. But I don't think I'm going anywhere. But I was going to find out if Bob's going to do any traveling. Bishop Ammo is out there too. So we'll see if anybody shows up tonight. I forgot this. I don't like it when it's at 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. for me now. So now I feel like I'm in California. This is too early for the show. I don't like it. All right, so I think I'm done. So the other thing is I always forget to put the date. I got it. So I can say publish. So next is from the 14th. I think that's the next thing I'm going to do is make sure I got all these things set to the right date. And I have them go off in the morning so that they, so it's the first thing somebody might see. So let's see, we got the New Hampshire rally on the 14th. And then we've got a couple of anniversaries on the 15th. And this one is the 17th. So I'm using the old importer on YouTube where you can still upload 15 at a time. I tried to shove up 15, but one of them was a copy, so I got 14 of them in this pile. And I'm just now, in case something happens, I want to set them all to early morning on the dates that they're supposed to go live. It's possible that even with this new computer, my internet connection might glitch or something might happen or freeze up. Or I could just spaz out and click the button like a spaz, and then it would all update. And if you don't do this, if you don't set these things to a specific date and then time, they'll just all trigger to go off like tomorrow. Whenever you first start the upload, let's say at 3 p.m., whenever 6:30 p.m., I guess I started these, it'll just default to the next day at that time. So these would have, if I don't set these things, each one individually, to trigger off on the date I want them to, they would just all trigger off tomorrow in a big mess. Now, this isn't ideal. This is okay for people who don't care about their channel, but if you really care about your channel, I don't think you want to do this too much. These videos will get hidden. They'll all go up today as an upload, but because they're scheduled, I don't think anybody will see them, and I'm not convinced they'll be in people's feeds on the date that they're actually scheduled. They'll technically be there, but they'll be uploaded the equivalent of however many days earlier this is. So they'll go live in the back of the list, if that makes sense. So this only works for people, I think, that are really watching your channel. I don't know how the bells work. Maybe if you got the update bell working, it works, but I don't really care. I don't pay that much attention. Half of this is to offer something to the feed, to the stream of information that's going on, but the other half is just to archive and to establish consistent increments, I guess, to the archive. Planning on it, meaning you're planning on traveling anytime soon? Like I say, do you want a link? I'll send you a link if you want. I don't mean to yawn, but I really don't like this format. I mean, just sitting here talking, this is boring as shit for me and you, I'm sure, as I can tell by the nobody shows up anymore. All right, so now I got them all set for the date. Now I go in and grab the link and stuff. So they're having a rally in New Hampshire next Saturday. So I got 2 rallies, one of them. And now this one, I can grab a custom thumbnail. So I have this for rallies. Well, it's even a rectangle, that's good. And it says maximum file size is 2 megapixels. So this is only 500. So let me try it again. Looks like it just needed 2 attempts for whatever reason. All right, so now that I'm going to double check, I got it set for the 14th in the morning. Got a link up there and a link thing, publish. I remember getting like 23 live chat reminders. So like when you post these things ahead of time or something. So this one will be the 15th. Wait the hell. That wasn't right. What the hell? This one. So the American Legion was founded in 1919. Wonder what the cause of that was. Let's see if we can figure out why. Maybe because of World War I. As a patriotic veterans organization focusing on service to veterans, service members, and communities, the Legion evolved from a group of war-weary veterans of World War I into one of the most influential nonprofit groups in the United States. Membership swiftly grew to 1 million, and local posts sprang up all over the country. Today, membership stands at nearly 2 million members and 13,000 posts. The posts are organized into 55 departments, one for each of the 50 states, along with DC, Puerto Rico, France, Mexico, and the Philippines. Over the years, the Legion has influenced considerable social change in America, won hundreds of benefits for veterans, and proposed many important programs for children and youth. Following is a chronology of the significant dates of history. So I guess the 15th was the American Expeditionary Force convey in Paris for a Legion caucus. Gotta wait for the snow to melt. All right. Well, I used to schedule the daily gun show so that if that's the case, then it probably sent out alerts for all the ones that I scheduled. But yeah, then you don't get an alert because you've already got the alert. You don't get the alert when it actually goes live. Oh shit, look at this. In June 15th, 1923, the first flag code is drafted during a Legion conference in Washington. Congress adapts the code in 1942. Today, the Legion is the foremost of efforts to pass a constitutional amendment to protect the flag from physical desecration. That's fucking weird. They create the code and then go draconian on it. That's weird. But who knows if they're really doing that or not. But that's neat. I didn't know that. I knew that they were in charge of burning flags, but I didn't know that it was because they helped create the code. Interesting. Back in the day, veterans, so you learn more about it. Veterans really were active, weren't going to take much shit. I suspect you get a different look on life when you're in a foxhole and you live through all that shit. And you see people that don't, and you want want that to be significant. And you've already battled some legit shit, coming home and being segregated or being shit on or whatever. You can stand for that shit. Pretty cool. I didn't do a very good job in that video, though. Definitely didn't know any of that shit when I made the video. All right, so what am I looking at here? This is... Oh, I was just grabbing this from this one. Oops. I already did that, though, so I'm going to do that. All right, so now I can go back. I don't really have much to add to that one. Why do I have this one in here for March 15th? Okay, so he banned them all in March and made it permanent in July. Fucking fucker. Oh, nice. I put the explanation right here. All right, so the 15th, Serrata ban, and American Legion Found. I don't think that'll all fit there, so we'll put it like that. Got the playlists. Okay, it did take all that. So now let's see if we can cram something more in there. Nope, now it's too long. Okay, so nope. American Legion. What if I say 2A history? Still too long. Oh, let's get rid of fucking 15. There's no way that's too long. Okay, good. Okay, guys, people showing up. Yeah, so we're just sitting here working on the calendar over at the big YouTube channel. I got a bunch more of these things to put in here. Next one will be the Hillary hole on March 17th. Got that one set up there. I don't know how many people remember that compromise. And if you still hold Smith & Wesson accountable, or it's not really accountable, but if you still hold them guilty or whatever, consider them guilty for this compromise, for the suggestion of if you take a little bit now, you'll leave us alone later, or if we do this, you'll leave us alone and go after somebody else, which I think is how some people took it too. I don't know how many people out there listening right now, probably about half of you, it sounds like, have could even remember this, because it was a while ago. Oh, you almost got an earful right there. I think I got it. Can you hear that music in the background? Is that coming through? If you can't hear it, I'll just play regular music. I don't know if how many people have met Joe, but Joe Tortero is secretary or whatever, president of the Second Amendment Foundation. He runs around running the Second Amendment Foundation for Alan Gottlieb. Pretty old dude. But he's been around for a while. Seventeen, boom, going up there. Someone like you can somewhat hear the music in the background. Turn it up a little bit. And this one publish. All right, let me get Bill. Bob, did you ever meet Bill? I don't know if I was going over there when, I think it was after you came out here. Eighteen early. Oh, you know what though? I think I do have a cartoon of him. That is not jazz. This is like it's a super robot jazz. That sounds like a happy robot music. Maybe a robot got some kind of new nuts and bolts and he was happy and he's going home, bouncing around, singing a little tune to himself. That's what goes on in a robot's head right there. This one here, this sounds like I'm playing some kind of samurai video game. Walking through that bamboo forest when snow's falling. And then on the other side of the street, Dianne Feinstein standing there. She's writing some kind of bill. That is the wrong date completely. This is the date I'm looking for. Come on. What's all this about? Are those Japans? I think it's racist to put 3 Japans in there. Is the USCCA Expo still going, or is it getting called for the light beer virus? Does anybody know? It's supposed to be in Kansas City. I just put a disclaimer in when I made these that it might be canceled because I don't know. I think that's some really good music. Like, if I could see a couple of videos that would be good music behind. And it's free, and it's attribution free. You don't have to say who made it, because I don't even know who made it. This is another one. When I do my frozen pizza reviews, when I make those, when I switch the channel over officially to just frozen pizza reviews, this is the background music for most of the frozen pizza reviews. It's going to have a very Asian theme, but like historic, vintage Asian. It's the Vintasian is the theme of the new channel. Vintage Asian frozen pizza reviews. It's like robots, but made out of tin, and they're clockwork, and you wind them up with a key. Tom Deeb. Who knows who's Tom Deeb? Who knows about Tom Deeb out there? Everybody's jokes. Everybody's got jokes about Tom Deeb's stuff. How much respect are we going to see for Tom Deeb coming up this week? I guess next week. And that at the end there, when the song dies, that's when I bite into the piece of pizza and I go crunch, right? This feels like this music here, you should be driving around at night, but after it rained. It's not raining, but it just got done raining. And you're driving all around, everything's shiny. Maybe a convertible. But maybe a Knight Rider, some kind of robot car. Maybe you're thinking about something. Some chick did something, you're thinking about it. Oh crap, did I just shove this in the wrong one? I gotta just drag this up, I guess. So maybe you drive around some kind of fancy car, and it's at night and it's raining, and then you drive up to a place and you get out and there's like a table sitting there, and it's all wet too. It's like maybe made out of stone or something, and it's in the middle of a city. It's like in the middle of a city street in the middle of the night, and all the lights are off too, so everything's just all shiny from the rain. And then that's when you review the frozen pizzas. $20 early, done. 10 more. $22. Anybody going to the Big Sandy shoot this year? It'll be interesting, I suspect, because it looks like a couple of places are trying to outdo themselves with this thing, like trying to show each other up. And that's always fun when you get multiple people trying to, have fun at a place and They have somebody else to have fun against instead of just having fun with themselves. All right, so this is all in the 22nd. Look how much should happen on the 22nd. I don't know if I should put all these things in here again. I guess I could just do this. Suckers. I can do that. I can't do that. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just do this right away, too. Now, this one is a robot is up to something. This music is definitely some robot is doing something. And you're seeing it happen. So you're totally involved in what's going on with this robot's doing. Maybe it's sneaking around or it's screwing with something, but you're seeing it happen. And then later on in the video, you'll have to be watching over the good guy's shoulders as they're like trying to figure out what this robot's doing. Probably setting something up, some series of events that a human will pay the price for. Just sounds like suspicious music. I wouldn't play this on a video normally because people are going to assume that there's something going on. Oh shit, there's all kinds of pizza topics going on out here. I just bought a new frozen pizza today, so I'm chomping at the bit to review a new frozen pizza. It's a $1 microwavable frozen pizza from Family Dollar. It's not Dollar General, they're little, but I think it was a Family Dollar, someplace I don't normally go to, and they have some weird looking, creepy microwave pizza. But I'm running out of microwave pizza, so I'm always happy when I find a new frozen pizza to review. But I have no intention of wanting to eat it. It doesn't look all that appealing. Red Baron. Maybe one day we'll have some sort of a chat about frozen pizzas. DiGiorno's. Taste of Tuscany. Is those frozen pizzas? That's probably some weird California thing. Big sandy shoot like I don't know what that is. Let's see who's got the bigger rounds game. Yeah, Bishop would probably win. You must be secretly giving NRA money with that music. What does that mean? Bacon pizza? I only ever get cheese pizzas. A frozen pizza bracket? That couldn't happen. I don't think most people are open to eating different kinds of frozen pizza. I think some people will eat a frozen pizza occasionally, but most people are going to buy the frozen pizza that they like, right? I don't think too many people just buy a random frozen pizza because they're kind of different. But maybe I'm wrong. And they're not really pizzas. They're all just pizza-like snacks. We know that. We all know that. Oh, I got these open already. So I don't need this open anymore or this one open anymore. And we'll just put this like this. It's here. And here. And this. I asked Bob if he wanted to want to jump in. So listen to me for 8 more of these things, 8 more days. So it might be actually quite a few more of these things because there's sometimes multiple things on a day. Now we got Rolling White right here. Rolling White, famous for, that's right, the bore through cylinder. Now this guy, you don't get Smith & Wesson revolvers, and that means you don't get 22 short, and that means you don't get cartridges, and that means you don't get semi-autos. So this guy's pretty important, but I never found a picture of him. All right, and that was the 22nd early, done. Let's put it like that. Up like that. Let's see. All kinds of pizza talking going on over here. All right. Fresh made. Taste of Tuscany is We're talking frozen pizzas. You said it sounds like you're up to something with the music. No, this music right here sounds like the music that would play in a movie where a robot is up to something. But not this part. This part you already know, like this point in the music, the good guy has already figured out what's going on and he's about to catch the robot and you're just watching the robot run, but you know what's going to happen. This part, the beginning of it, this is the part that sounds like what you're listening to while you're watching a robot who's up to something. See, right now you're seeing that there's a robot and he's doing something. But wait a minute. What's he doing? Is he supposed to be doing that? Oh, wait a minute. That's just not right. He's still fiddling with whatever he's doing. He's still fiddling with it. Now he's trying to get away. Now he's already fiddled with it. You've seen him do it. And now the robot's getting away. And he's probably blending into the crowd of other robots or something. That's what I was talking about before. This is the music of a suspicious robot doing something. If you're walking around and you're watching a robot and this music starts playing, you better know something's going on. You better start paying attention. All right, so now I'm on the 23rd. Here we go. This is the most ominous computers causing shit, robot messing around music I've ever heard. Now that's an interesting question right there. Do Hot Pockets count as pizzas? If you get somebody in here who just doesn't give a shit and they call anything, like a taco is a sandwich, a roast beef sandwich is a sandwich, right? Anything's a sandwich. They're probably going to not count a Hot Pocket as a pizza because they're going to call it a sandwich, or they're going to call it a burrito or an enchilada or whatever they're going to call it. I'm about to start calling Hot Pockets and things like that into pizzas only because I'm running out of frozen pizza brands. Because there's only so many at like the stores that I go to. So I'm at some point, I've already started counting pizza breads as pizzas. They deliver, that still doesn't count. You can't, frozen pizza is a frozen pizza. You have to go get it at a store and it's in a box and it's frozen. You have to cook it up in your own oven. I don't even know about those kind. I have had one of those kind where you buy it and it's just raw. It's not frozen, but it's raw and you still have to cook it and everything. But it ain't frozen. And I don't even know if that counts. I suspect that's too fancy for this bracket. That would be like the Trader Joe's version. Yeah, you have to eat a lot of them actually, because there's quite a few. Like Tombstone is nothing like, I don't know, one of them kinds that puffs up or some fancy fruity kinds. Like those kinds are way different. Antelope, California, I don't know what that means. Now I'm thinking of cooking up some pizzas. What I think is a thing, and most people don't do this, here's the thing. Consider this and be prepared to have your mind blown. And you can do this for free because I'm not even going to charge nothing for it. You go buy like 4 pizzas and you break them, the frozen pizzas into 4s, and then cook 4 different ones at the same time. You're welcome. Aldi sells a nice, tasty frozen pizza. We don't have Aldi's though. But yeah, store brands, that would be interesting. You'd have to travel, I think. You'd have to travel around to see store brands. See Stouffer's French breads, that's what I'm saying. I'm counting them only because I've ran out of regular pizzas. I even got one that had cauliflower crust in Arizona. I didn't go to California for that. I have never eaten a buffalo wing. I don't want to live in a world without Smith & Wesson revolvers. That would be a dream place. Okay. Oh, you're talking about the Hillary hole? Yeah, but remember, you don't even remember, do you remember Smith & Wesson revolvers without little locks built into them, without extra parts that could fail or cause the gun to not work? That robot, you mean? He could be. Who's about to ban lead ammo in all indoor and outdoor? 9mm can't kill a robot. That's one of the main flaws with 9mm. Plus, it probably helps a robot. It's probably like charges their batteries or something. It's probably worse than not hurting them. So you know what they saw? No other gun chat out there in the middle of the night is going to play Western music and techno syntho music and old Chinese music. I got it all over here. It's all royalty free, attribution not required. Nobody can sue me for playing it. I don't know what all that means either. Papa Murphy's. No, we're talking frozen pizzas. Frozen pizzas. Nobody wants to eat regular pizza. Because all that stuff like that's out there is not pizza. That's just all frozen treats. Or I mean, pizza-like treats. Yeah, see what I mean? Like some of those fancy ones, I haven't even eaten all the fancy ones. I'll give you that. I won't eat a $12 frozen pizza. And there are some that are that expensive. Like some of the cauliflower crust big ones. Although the cauliflower crust little one was okay. I'm curious if a big one would work. But I'm also not cooking them in an oven. I only have a toaster oven. There is no such thing. Well, the originals, the ones from California, you can't get those. But otherwise, it would just be the Pug. It's a solid, good one with a big dot up front, excess big dot, nice grip. Maybe the Rangers, because you can reload them, but you don't reload them. NAA, you have that for the 5 shots, and that's it. See the pizza rolls? I don't know. See, my problem is I don't have a real oven. All I got is a toaster oven, and I can't cook pizza rolls very good. Can you fry a pizza roll? Is that legal? I think that might be interesting. Some sort of a deep fried pizza roll. Oh, they're good. I've had them when I was a little kid. At least they used to be good when I was a little kid. But I also didn't have much taste as a kid, right? All right, so this would be Monday already. I guess I did. All right, I guess I did. No, I don't have an air fryer. All I have is a hot, like one burner thing, and then a toaster oven for heating things up. Put the round thing right there. So, 23rd, that's all we have. No, we have. So I went through, I don't know if I mentioned on this show or not, but I went through the other day and went through and found all the dates that the various states got suppressors for hunting. Either created, a few created, most just removed prohibitions, but a couple of them created laws that specifically stated suppressors with hunting either can't be infringed or shall not be further infringed or whatever, but most of the time they just erased anything that suggested there was a prohibition and effectively got suppressors for hunting. So there's only 9 states that no longer can have suppressors for hunting, and I was able to find maybe 14 of the states going through the other day and posted them all on guncalendars.com, so now they're all going to be in the updates that we do. So 23, boom. That was pretty neat too. It was a good exercise. I just don't know what a good way to present that info yet. I'll come up with something though. All right, now we're on the 25th, Medal of Honor Day. That didn't work. If you put something in YouTube without the HTTP :// then you're not going to get it to show up. So if I just did this like I tried and I just pulled it over, it shows up guncalendars.com and blah, blah, blah. So that won't work. So I have to get rid of all of that because I'm not going to type anything. Instead, I'll highlight that and copy. And the difference between dragging it and copying is that copying will include the HTTP : // which is necessary to trigger this to become a link when it's actually read in the description later. And since that's the whole point of doing what I'm doing here, I want to make sure to actually take that step. All right, so then I can take from its own description, grab a couple of keyword phrases and throw them in as tags. And this old uploader doesn't just let you do 15 at a time, but it puts the description and the tags literally right next to each other, like they couldn't be closer. The new one, all the single uploader bullshit, if the description is up here, you literally have to scroll down to get to tags. So what I'm doing right here, Medal of Honor Day, just dragging it down, like you couldn't do that in the new one, like literally. So it's just way easier to deal with this old version. All right, so I could probably put like military holiday in there too, but whatever. I think I will go grab, instead of these thumbnails though, I'll go in and try to grab a decent thumbnail if I can. And that'd be March something. It'd be blue. Maybe I don't have it in here. All right, so 25th, done. All right, let's see where we go over here. Do you have an air fryer? In the Deep South. Has anybody ever tried a pizza bagel that wasn't trash? Well, if like somebody's mom makes it, you know, it takes an actual bagel and then wipes the sauce and some real cheese and then whatever, that could be good. I mean, I'm sure that's fine. And if you get like a decent bagel, then it's probably even better. But like some kind of frozen thing, I doubt I'd enjoy that too much. Doesn't look like anybody else has either. Where do you find these pizza bagels? Well, there's the tiny ones are frozen. You can definitely get tiny frozen pizza bagels. But the fact that the pizza stuff doesn't fall off the bagel in the freezer is scary. Like, what the hell do they glue that on? In real life, real food would fall apart in the freezer. See? You never know what you're going to expect. So we got 9 people out there, and I am on March 27th. Let's see what happens on March 27th. Oh, U.S. versus Cranshank. You remember that one? That's the one that says that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights applies only to the federal government, and it doesn't prohibit the states from infringing. And of course, they prove that by saying it's okay for a bunch of fucking racists to, like, basically kick the shit out of a bunch of black people. So that's fucking awesome. So we're all standing around letting the Second Amendment not apply to states because of a bunch of fucking racists. Because this case defended a bunch of racists. That's fucking annoying. Oh, and then I need to take this link. Part of the reason to do this too is to get these links from the giant YouTube platform that everybody loves, and it's the biggest search engine and blah, blah, blah. We want to get it to link back to our sites where stuff matters. So now there's that little link right there. That'll be published on the 27th early. Oh, crap. Now this song here is some sort of a dance club. Like maybe a bounty hunter, maybe a robot detective or something like that is going into some kind of a hipster skinny jeans nightclub in the future, and he's looking for something, looking for clues. He knows what he's looking for, he just doesn't know who has it, and he's looking around the club right now. Bunch of little skinny jeans robots. kind of robots that would shoot 9mm if you could give a gun to a robot. But in the future, I don't think anybody gives a gun to a robot either. When it speeds up like this, that's when he thinks he's figured out something. But then it turns out to be some red herring. All right, let's see where that dog is. And woke her up. Yeah, I've been opening up all my stuff from China, and what I've been doing is doing the we call it bubble wrap challenge, where you just pop the little bubble wraps and inhale. This is European coffee shop music, I guess so. Everybody in the coffee shop like nods their head at the same time. All right, I think I've been listening to this stuff long enough. I will add to the selection. So now I'm going to go over to YouTube's. I'm going to go to attribution not required. I'm going to type in the search thing. Somebody give me something to search for. I'll type in pizza and see what happens. Nothing was found with pizza. I'll type in puppy. And, oh, snap. I got like 6 different things came up for puppy. So here's one called Toy Piano. That sounds like baby music. So we're going to go to one called Cat Circus. Nope, more 9mm music. We won't listen to that. Instead, here's this one called Is Puppy Love. That sounds like Fleetwood Mac already. Tell me this don't sound like Fleetwood Mac. Oh, I think I'm taking this one. It's long. That's pretty good. Are you extending the Clash patch? No, it died last night. I was debating whether or not to keep it going, and then I fell asleep. I passed out, so I guess that answered it for me, and I ended probably at midnight. 10 people had signed on, but it was not so much, it was really an effort to try to do some collaborations, like an opportunity for collaborations. But I just got clobbered with other shit. And you need to actually have time to do stuff to collaborate. And it just it didn't work out. So now it died. I didn't really command as much. They do all kinds of stuff to that metal. They cough in there and stuff. Chilled cow, I don't know what that is. Cat Circus sounded like polka? No. Oh yeah, it's kind of how you hear that tuba going. Yeah. This one is called A Walk in the Park. This is some kind of rom-com. This one is called Mr. Sunny Face. Definitely sounds like something you could be listening to in one of those whiteboard videos, like it's explaining how to reset your air conditioner or something. There's a little hand poking around at some buttons during this. All right, 27th, done. Did I hit done? Done. All changes saved. Okay. Next is the 29th. So this is kind of neat. This Vietnam Veterans Day is on the anniversary that last troops left Vietnam, and there's a lot of people that have maybe seen some people have seen the photograph of the last helicopter leaving Saigon. And I don't think people think about, like, how could somebody take that picture if they, how'd they had that happen? And that was, I met the photographer once. I was at a gun show in Prescott. He was walking around. He was talking about a museum that he was attempting to have, he was going to contribute to, and it was, trying to figure out how to get it to happen. I think Bob was there, if he's still out here. I think I was there with Bob. And he ended up telling us all about how that happened, how he got that picture. And they basically took off. He took the picture, and then all of his friends were like, "Hey, you got to go back and get that dude. He was down there taking the picture." Or whatever. So then they went back down and got him. What channel are you going to put your robot videos on? I don't know. I'm probably going to keep that separate so that it doesn't touch this one because of, the hatred of guns or whatever. Pop and happy. This one's stupid. I'm going to get rid of puppy. It didn't work. So what other words do we got out there? When the way that works is it should have never taken your money. It would have only, Chris is asking if the people that signed on, if they get their funds refunded, it should have never taken your money. It would have taken your money on Sunday if it would have been funded. So it would have basically collected a bunch of IOUs from people throughout the weeks. And then on Sunday at midnight, if it would have been funded, all of those IOUs would have been pulled in and it would have charged everybody. I don't even think it puts a deposit for the time, since you say yes to when it actually happens. I don't even think it withdraws on your account. It might though. I don't remember. It's been a long time. I only usually participate at the $5 level, so it always takes the $5 ones. No, it doesn't even. As I say, it takes the $5 ones, but it doesn't. It depends on how you set it up. So even on the the smaller contributions, it'll still take them all at the same time. I don't know what to type in here. I'll just hit search and give me everything, I guess. Here's a place to do. It says this one's called Potato Deal. Sounds like a dumb name for a song. Why do they bother putting in songs that are silent for the first while? You can shove your potato deal. It's a stupid song. This one's called Arkansas Traveler. Are the molds expensive for the patches? The molds are usually like $50-$60. Depends. I guess I kind of track it. I never really paid too much attention, but it's, the more complicated or large, then the more the molds. I'm sure it's a time thing. like how much time it takes the machine to cook it out, how long it takes their designers to do it. You old ladies up over toilet paper and sanitizer. Just go to stores and they'll have like a sanitizer thing out there by the grocery carts and then a Ziploc. So just take a Ziploc and instead of squirting your hands, if you hold the Ziploc in your hand the right way, you can hold your hand up to the pump for the sanitizer and get like 2 or 3 or 4 pumps before the security guard runs you past the thing. You know, if he sees you're taking too long, but if you act like you don't know how a pump works or like you're scared or like you can't get it to work or something, you can sometimes get up maybe 6 pumps before you run out of there. And then I'll bring like a different hat, and I'll wear like a jacket that has like a yellow lining and then like a black outside is perfect because then you can flip it inside out. I like to speak in accents when I go up. So sometimes I can fill a little like a sandwich size baggie, maybe like a quarter of the way full at just one store, just going back over and over until the security guard gets wise. If you really pay attention, you can wait until the security guard has to go on break. And then you go in and you wear your welcome out with the first security guard. And then when they go on break, you got an opportunity to get yourself kicked out with a second security guard. And in those kind of cases, you might get almost a half of a sandwich bag full of hand sanitizer. Easy. And it's free. Damn it, why do I keep trying to do that? I just even explained how you can't do that, and then I did it again. So that's why you can't do that. Paste. Alright. And 29 early and done. Look at that, I ended it right. Oh, that's how you would think that's the end of this song, right? Nope. Point, green, get down. All right, now I'm pissed. Which the fuck mouse is it? This one. Well, they're not injection molding. That's one. Have you ever seen the videos? They're only taking a plate of metal and they're engraving it. So they're not doing that much. And they don't cost nothing. They don't cost nothing because of the labor. It's cheap over there. Start coughing on it. That's what I would do when you're putting it in the aisle. Like as people are stocking it, instruct them to cough on it as they're stocking it. And that'll stop people from being able to steal it. Right? Oh snap! Am I at the end of the list? Holy snap moly! I almost got to the end of the list here. So that was the 29th. For some reason, I put the 29th here into the 27th, like an idiot. So, oh, no, I didn't. I don't know why I have this. That was the 27th. This is the 29th, the one I'm about to do. Where did I already do it? Holy crap! I'm not paying attention. This. Get rid of this part at least. All right, well, there, we've been going for an hour, and oh, it did charge my card. What? No. According to my Indiegogo, it would have requested a refund from Indiegogo. Well, that's, I think, if you would have asked for a refund. So if you would have asked for a refund during the campaign, it would have given you a refund. And then after, it wouldn't have been able to. So I think that's what that means. But I mean, I certainly didn't. I'm going to double check. I didn't get anything though. So I'm almost positive it didn't charge $1,000 of people's money. Let's go find out. And let's take forever to open. So this one is called Creeping Spiders. No, it was a fixed goal, so it couldn't have charged. Did it charge? It didn't charge last night. It charged whenever you bid or whatever, whenever you signed on to it. I guess that's how they stop people from backing out or something. I didn't realize it took the money as soon as you signed on. That's super frustrating then. It'll probably be, well, it'll be refunded then. Well, it does say paid by everybody's. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I would have hit the refund buttons, I guess. I'd done that one other time before, and I really pissed Indiegogo off. I forgot what campaign it was, and it was not going to hit. It was a mistake or something, and it wasn't going to go anywhere near the thing. So I just what was it? I forget what it was. I refunded like 16 people though. I think I put a tier up wrong or something. And I had to refund a whole bunch of people, and Indiegogo's been pissed ever since, really. But that makes sense because it was a whole bunch of extra work that I basically put them through, and it was just because I'm an idiot or I was doing it dumb. But I don't know. I didn't want to dig in too far there, and I certainly don't want to accidentally putting over to this screen. But if anybody else is out there that is in it or has been in them before, is that normal? Does it normally charge you right away, even if the thing is 3 weeks out? I really think that does make sense, I guess, because otherwise, if they said, let's say you come along and you go, oh yeah, I want to participate in this. And then 3 weeks later, when it actually ends, you just don't have the money in your account. The person who is doing the campaign or the system that runs the campaign, what are they going to do? Now the campaign didn't really end. Or I guess it ended, but it didn't get funded. Well, like I say, sorry, I only usually participate at like the $5 level anyway on somebody's campaign. So if they charge me now or later, I guess I really don't even pay attention to the $5. I mean, if I do, I'd be paying attention 3 months later when I do my bills. They put a hold on it, Pink is saying. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. See, if it doesn't fund, they know it's not going to fund because unless it's actually funded, when it runs out, they would know. Well, they must take the money right when you bid or right when you participate. But that's a good question. And maybe that's one of the reasons why we don't see new contenders. We pretty much have seen it plateau, as far as I know, at Indiegogo and Kickstarter and GoFundMe. let's see, this one is called Camelized, or maybe it says Caramelized. I don't know. So with that, that's the 29th. I can say here's 14 more videos posted today. So I think they're all uploaded. Congratulations, all videos go to uploaded. See, and then I gotta go to classic, tell it to F off, go to scheduled, and then these are in here. I gotta get 29, 30, and 31. Right? I had 29, right? 29 was Arizona. So 30 and 31. And I grab this. There. So on the 31st, we're going to have Iowa gets rid of their prohibition on hunting with a suppressor. And that was back in 2015, 16. And then Burdan from the Burdan Primer. That guy gets, dies, I guess. So Iowa became the 39th state to end prohibitions on hunting with a suppressor. I don't know if Pink was in here. We just saw Ohio. I already closed it, but Ohio was the couple of days before. Ohio is on the 23rd, will be your anniversary from, I guess, your 5th anniversary of hunting with suppressors. So let's see. Why does that say thank you on all 3 tabs? That's not good. How short is this video? Good morning or afternoon, depending on what part of the world you are. 20 on March 30th. Yeah, I guess it worked. Just weird to see the thank you be the entire options for the thumbnail. Usually you get some kind of spread. It's weird. So we add playlist to them and go back down here. So let's see, we had Iowa lifting the thing. I'll add one of these little breaks. And we'll pull over Burdan Primer guy dies. So this guy actually had a pretty cool deal. Hiram Burdan was the best marksman in the country prior, and he created the Army sharpshooters. They called it back then, and they called it sharpshooters because they shot Sharps rifles. So how cool is that? And then he decided that wasn't enough, so he also created the Burdan Primer. All right, and then I also need to put a link to here. But if I'm remembering right, it was like Lincoln or somebody, I think it was Lincoln, was like, whatever. And then he was like, hey, watch me shoot that bucket or something. And then Lincoln was like, whatever. If you shoot that bucket, then you can buy as many guns as you want or something like that. And he's like, I'll shoot that bucket. And then he shot that fucking bucket. And then Lincoln was like, dang, all right, you can buy as many guns as you want. And then he tweeted it or something. All right, boom. So there's that day. And now what you're going to witness is the power of an entire rest of the month's worth of videos posted as soon as I do. Texas gets their hunting with a suppressor the day after Arizona. So we do something good, and then Texas is like, oh, that's what we wanted to do. We meant to do that also. And we did it. We did it. We're like, yeah, you did it after us. And then they're like, no, we did it. So that happened. Why the fuck does it say Alabama with a suppressor decriminalized? That is weird. The title of this page is Alabama with a suppressor decriminalized in 2014. That is super odd, and I don't know why it is doing that. Huh, I have to go look into that one day. All right, so I'll go back to here and just drop this little bit of text. Break that up a little bit. People from Texas even post videos about Texas. I haven't seen too many Texas videos. Texas hunting with a suppressor, put that in there. Hunting with a suppressor decriminalized. That's too long of a phrase. All right, we're done. Boom, boom. Oh, you know what I was going to stick in here? Look at this. I'm going to go to custom thumbnail, and I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to here, and then can you hear that hard drive kick in? That's why I bought a new hard drive today. Sounds like if I'm turning on a drill press or some shit. Sounds like I'm turning on a circular saw. And now I'm going to take this Texas flag. Maybe. Which one am I taking? JPEG. GIF. This GIF can go F itself. How about that? And now I'll take this one and gotta do it again because it's snooty. I'll take this one and there's my upload for that one. Oh, publish on 10. No. How about publish on March 30th? Shut the F up there. 30th and early morning. Boom. This one. Did I even schedule this thing right? No. Scheduled for March 31st. Morning. Boom. This is Iowa. So, oops. That was Iowa. I-O-W-A. Boom. There we go. Now we got actual thumbnails in there. Now I can say, and boom, there's a month's worth of videos posted. There we go. Shit, tons of videos. I have to go one whole page. So that's 30 videos. And then is that most of a second page of scheduled videos? So I have like 40, at least 40 scheduled videos, probably closer to 50 scheduled videos. Boom. 50 scheduled videos. Texas flag is white on top, not red. Oh, really? What did I put in there? Was that the what do you call it? The Chile flag? See if I can go find it now. Let's say data is unavailable for some video. I don't care. Well, I have a Texas flag as the logo for it, don't I? Oh, it might not be showing up yet, though. March 20th, 23rd, I guess it was on that first page. Oh, yeah, look at that. So do I have a Chile flag? Oh, Chile flag is white on top, too. How the hell did I get one to be red on the top? Oh, Chile is sideways anyway. It's not the same. It's not even upside down, because if it was upside down, the flag or the star would be on the other side, huh? So here's how you switch that shit out. You go to thumbnail and you go to change. Then you find your Texas star or Texas flag, and then you go to edit, and then you go to click that little down arrow. And then do they have, yeah, flip horizontal? Oh, that didn't work. Flip horizontal. How about flip vertical? And now it looks right. And now you just save. And now you click this, and then you click this, and then you click this, and then you got to click this. And now, hopefully Texans won't freak out. Upside down and backwards like they do on uniforms? Maybe, but I don't agree with that shit. This definitely isn't a uniform, right? This is just looking at it. So I don't want to piss anybody off. And it would be disrespectful to have that would be like some sort of subtle fuck you to Texas, and I ain't trying to do that. So thanks. Yeah, I didn't even realize. I lived there when I was a little baby, so I'm calling baby ignorance on it. Appreciate the heads up though. It could be because it's a what do you call it? It's a subdued, so it could have been from a uniform or something. I just didn't even realize that I picked the one for the right arm or whatever. But like I say, this ain't a uniform, so we got no business using that flag, even if it is a correctly sewn flag for whatever other reason. All right, well, with that, I am stop screen sharing, and we've been an hour and 22 minutes. You got to watch me finish up a bunch of videos, so thanks for letting me call that a show tonight. Let's see, what else are we going to chat about? I was working on that. We drew some gun shops last night in the show, right? And posted those. I'll be working on something with that going forward. Like Pink said, we did kill the Kalashnikov thing. Once I can figure out, it was really a debate on whether or not to keep that one going. Ambitious, for 10 designs or not. And really, I wanted to collaborate. So extending it would mean I have to start collaborating with people right now, right? Because it would have extended the timeline on it. And the problem is I'm just not in a place where I can guarantee I'll even be here next week. So I'm just still, dealing with the punches or whatever. So anyway, I didn't feel like adding that to the thing was worthwhile. It's not a fundraiser, and I really need to worry about making money right now, paying off some bills. So we will not have any new AK designs anytime soon. Once I can come up for air a little bit, I might talk to some people I know and see if there's some way to maybe do, I don't know what to call it, like just get some people together and order some patches and just do some stuff that can't be sold. Is that the way to say it? Let's just say I want to figure out something we'll figure out something creative to do here in the future. But aside from that, there's only 5 people watching, so it's just us. So we'll say thanks everybody for showing up. And tonight, we'll be back tomorrow for Tuesday, and who knows what all we'll be doing during the week. But I was going to say, does anybody know why the post office was so damn busy today? I went over to drop off a bunch of the some people bought stuff from eBay over the weekend, and a couple of people bought stuff at the store, and went to go drop that stuff off at like 4 o'clock or something, like in the afternoon. It wasn't like the end of the day for the post office, but it was just slammed. Like if it was tax season or like it was, is it Mother's Day? Like it was just slammed. Hey, there's Bob. So anyway, anytime you want to jump in, Bob, let me know. One of these days we'll catch up, see what's going on. But yeah, I think it was also kind of checking out some of the gun shop stuff, and Bob has visited a lot of those gun shops. For the Kung Flu hits, maybe. Right on. Thanks. Appreciate it. It's nice to know what the other side of the project sees, right? But yeah, I decided to let it go just because, like I say, I did send out some initial concepts to people, and nobody really thought it was an idea they wanted to do. So I was like, oh crap, now I got to go to people I don't know so well. So yeah, I just figured I can't. It was too much to juggle right now. So I also want to do a different project that's been under my like itching me, and I didn't want a Kalashnikov one to extend and run into this next one. So I don't know. I would say off air we could talk about the next one, but there's nobody in here to talk about it off air. Give me some feedback on whether or not I should maybe ask my Patreons. I'm going to ask my Patreons if they want to have some off air stuff, but I don't know. Would rather have some people in here to bounce some stuff off of, but like I say, it's tough to get co-hosts this late at night. Anyway, that's all that. We will be back to pick you up later.